Sorry. Okay, the version current live stream.
For the live stream.
That's what I'm working on. Okay, I sent it to you. I sent it to GVV. Good morning. We are considerably late in starting the program. I'm really sorry. I hope this will flow well from here on. So, congratulations, all of you who made it here. You worked hard. You came all this way. So, 6 of you made it to the finals. Congratulations. So while we're waiting for a few others to join us, we can get started with the program today. So I'd like Mr. Ravi Ishrapu, who is the CEO of AHUB, to welcome the crowd and say a few words about AHUB.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Is this better, or should I use this? No? Is it audible?
No,
Coming
no.
out?
Yeah, it's coming out.
Okay. Okay. Very good morning to all the gurus who are there in the front row, distinguished people, my namaskarams, and then a very good morning to all my student friends. It's good to see the list. Only sad that there's no honor institute there. Because I studied from this place, went out and then ventured back to this institute. Quickly about myself and university, what we do here. I think I've been to SRKR now when the current VC of KU was your principal. That's way back to 2015-16 time. I've been to Vishnu, I got it many times. Vignan, Institute of Women is the Duvada one, right?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, and then, so I've been to all the institutes. Basically, I'm an engineer too, proud to be an engineer. Then went on to do my management. I am Bangalore Indian Institute of Science, then executive management program from Harvard and all that stuff. But my last corporate role was chief of quality for Tech Mahindra. I was on the board of Tech Mahindra before moving out to build my own companies. I built 2, sold them, made some money, good money, and then again invested into 6 startups. So I'm more of a startup guy now. So I ventured into entrepreneurship pretty late into my life, 39 years. So now I run 6 startups, except one which is deep tech, which will not have revenues in the initial stage. All the other 6 are revenue generating and cash positive. So I'm here at Andhra University trying to build an ecosystem because this region really doesn't have a startup ecosystem that which most of the tier 1 cities are thriving on. So wanted, because we started off something with the previous government, but it eventually fizzled out and failed. It did not take off. Then I thought maybe this time, at the same time we were going through COVID, after the first wave, talking to the Vice Chancellor, he said, okay, we have to do something. And we were trying to find the person we couldn't, and then I ventured there myself and then got into it and started this incubation center at that time. It's been 2 years nearly, not even 2 years we started. March 14th is when we registered and 21st of April is when we started operations in 2022. But prior to that we were building stuff and things. So the goal with which we started is by end of 2025, December 2025, we will be India's largest university incubator. I'll talk 2 or 3 things that is important from the award perspective and why these sort of initiatives are very critical. It's going to be multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary sort of incubation ecosystem. When I say this, why I'm trying to build this is we are not just building a tech incubation, but we are talking pharma, bio, genomics, food, marine, energy, environment, rural, women, all that stuff. Even the reason why I am trying to say a multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary sort of an approach is because today if you're talking artificial intelligence, you're talking IoT and all that, application is on the other side of it. So that's our north campus, which is all your engineering campus. On the south side, if COVID, drug discovery and efficacy studies and this thing you had to completely radically change what was happening. The regular process takes you about 5 years, but it had to be launched within 9 months to a year. Otherwise, it's going to affect the world. A lot of more people will die until the vaccine is going to come in place. So all basic principles on which the whole drug discovery science is built has to be completely overturned and things. So what comes to your rescue is artificial intelligence, a lot of data analytics so that you can quickly put it together. So unless the pharmacists work with the AI and data scientists, you will not be able to come with a quick, fast drug discovery cycles, which is reducing it currently. The idea is to reduce it from 5 to 3 years. I've seen that reduce in automobile. I worked in manufacturing, so I was largely into automobiles. So we have the concept cars usually used to take us 5 to 6 years. Because of IT now it's come down to, we've compressed it to 3 years. 3 years we are able to, whatever we conceptualize, within 3 years it's becoming reality now. So this is what I'm talking as interdisciplinary. And 2 or 3 things before I want to sort of put here. Unfortunate thing today, why this is very critical from my perspective, is today engineers are engineers on paper. Why do I say this? If I'm talking, let's say, computer science engineers, in this university, I know this thing, second thing, I know I'm being recorded, but that's okay. Computer science, I know you guys must have seen it. First year, let's say first year, you have C language, right? Right across. There's 7 to 10 programs that are given to you. You by heart and go and write in it's either the lab or in the exam, and you get, easily you'll get an A or whatever top grade if you are able to by heart 10 programs, usually 10, which is Fibonacci series, prime numbers, these are the stuff, right? Every college same stuff? Or am I wrong when I say this? The same things. Computer science guys by heart programs. Mechanical engineers, even 5 years, I take them outside, open my bonnet of my car, ask them to identify 5 parts and what they do, they don't know. Electrical engineer, I get them into this room and ask them to identify what is phase and neutral, they don't know. Electronics engineer would have not even touched a soldering gun in right 4 years, and he's called himself an electronic engineer. This is the state of engineering today. Unfortunate, but that's true. People do not know what they are. I have today in my 6 startups together around 450, 460 people that I employ. I stopped believing in engineers. I go with diploma guys, I go with ITI, diploma, polytechnic guys, because these guys are much better, they're hands-on. I hope you accept, or you might, but there are this 10-15% in the engineering colleges who wants to try, wants to do good. Suggestion is to get more practical, get more, start thinking beyond your textbooks. Now coming to what we do at AHAB, until Divakar came in, for 1 year I was running it with all students. I built this whole ecosystem with students. Even today, with 2 or 3 of us, we have 171 startups as of today. 171. And out of that, 163 are revenue generating. If I cross revenue generating about 200 startups, I will touch what eHub has. eHub is about 5 lakhs, but we have, by 2025 December, we will be at 2 lakh square feet. Currently, we are about 1.2 lakhs. 2 lakh square feet of incubation space, about 350 startups, at least 500. Now we are about 80, but we will be about 500 crores of turnover. Today we have 600 and odd, 607 something employees working in this incubation centers, which by 2025 end, we will have at least 2,000 people working here. Currently 141 students from the university got employed there. 341 interns who went through the whole process have done their internships. And I would say by 2025 and eventually by 26, 27, my aim is 20% of the people in this campus should go and join within the campus. You have campus to corporate, right? Now I'm calling it CQ. They call it. They come to when you join a company, they say they'll take you a training called C2C, which is campus to corporate. So how do you need to change your attitude towards work? How do you need to do things and all that stuff? So that I'm now calling it CQ, campus to corporate on campus. So I'm going to build stuff so that people come and join. So now the trend is now not big companies, a lot of people, including my own son who's just finished from IIIT, join a startup, because that's where you get to do more, you get to learn more, and you get to grow more. Along with, they have these stories, right? The guy who started off with Infosys, who was driving Mr. Narayan Murthy around, is a millionaire because of the stock that he got early in his life, which is multiplied. I have really taken advantage of these early stage, like Satyam early stage I joined. When I moved out, I built my whole apartment complex, which is a 5-floored apartment complex with 10 flats, all from just selling my shares. Not even 1 rupee that I had to go for a loan. So that's, you go early, so people know this. They go early into startups and do all that stuff. SRKR, I know, is it still there that you have that basement and this thing that, who is all from SRKR here? Okay. Okay, you have that building, right, where you have one mezzanine floor and all the computers that are set. You still have that building where all the startups. Where is your incubation center in SRKR? That's the room, that's the building, right, which has got this thing, the stairs, and then 2 sort of a mezzanine floor, this thing where, yeah, so it's still there, it's long back. But being a part of these incubation ecosystems, 1, 2 is get your hands dirty. Now when I started become a little bit successful on the incubation ecosystem, currently now the university in the last 4 or 5 months, they said now take over skill development. I said skill development is not again sitting in the classroom and talking. I'm changing that whole phase of skill development. It's all going to be hands-on. So putting up a lot of makers labs. You're making now EV vehicles, and soon maybe in another 4 or 5 months you'll find 10-15 vehicles moving around which are built by students, all the buggies and all that. So because university there's a long walks that you have to do if you have to go from the hostel to other places. So we're going to build things that are built as part of projects and launched with their names, their photographs, everything, and it's okay. Of course, Andhra University AHAB logos will be there, but after that it is their names and all that stuff, and they'll be moving around campus, EV buggies which will transport people from one place to the other. So it's like getting practical, getting into stuff, IoT devices. We're setting up manufacturing lines. We're setting up advanced IoT labs. We're setting up drone assembly. We're setting up microfluidics labs. We're setting up a lab which is in EV and semiconductor, which is going to be the next big thing. So these are the things that are going to happen for the future. This is a good start. Thanks to Dr. GVV Rao and Raju Garu for all this initiation and all that stuff, which is a great initiative. I know this is the second edition. We are proud to be associated with it. We would love to continue to do this because this is a great stuff, helping students to come, think, explore, and get into more of research. I'll tell you one other thing. Why these sort of research? Because all of you will have dreams. But a scientific approach to your achieving your dreams, let's be real. How many of you want to go to the US? Let's be real. I went to the US, so how many of you want to go to the US?
Raise your hands.
Nobody wants to go to the US? Daniel Sigel, it's great stuff. 1, 2, 3, only 3. Oh, 4. Now 4 people. The rest don't want to go. Now I'll start asking what you want to do. Like when my son from a IIIT, he is from Kottayam, not from Hyderabad, but he said, I want to go to US. Thinks if he had to go to the top 50, it's extremely difficult to get into the top 50 ranked institutions in the US. So now I told him, don't go, work for 2 years here, but meanwhile, I had to ask him to do a lot of research, get into a research sort of mindset. Submitting an application to these top universities, because I went 2002 to Purdue and we have been there for about 2 weeks. They've come here. Again, we'll be going there. Probably next time I'll be teaching in Purdue, which is one of the top 20 institutions. The requirement when they take their undergrads or masters and other stuff is, I told my son, at least 2 international research papers, which would basically give him a opening into the US, into the top 50 universities. Otherwise, colleges from where you are, usually you land up in the 51 to 150 rank or 150 to 350 rank institutions. Because after that, again, the strength of the institution. How many of you would want to go for research? Postdoc and other stuff? Not many. Okay. Okay, now the only thing that's left is, after engineering, how many of you would want to get into a job? Yeah, lift your hands. Okay, I think, other than what I've said, is there anybody who is beyond that? Okay, most of you would want to get into a job. I have recruited about 13,500 people in this region. 13,500 people in this region because I was recruited. The Satyam or the Tech Mahindra Center, I built it from scratch, from land to the first phase, second phase, 3,000 seater. All myself, came back from US because I wanted to do something to this place and I built that whole thing. And this region, right from Ichapuram all the way up to Nellore, I used to do all the recruitment. With my teams, of course, I was in delivery, I was not in HR, but HR teams come, but I used to decide which colleges to go and where to recruit and all. I tell you, when we recruit, these are the things that we look at. Today, as I told you, engineers, we really do not believe in what they have studied in 4 years and come out. The things that are differentiators are your project, which is again, please don't buy your projects. We know if you come, I say IEEE project and all that stuff, you are basically giving a story. And instead of directly telling you on face that even if you can't do a 6 months project and you have bought it and you coming to me, whether it is sold to you by the college or you bought it outside, that's your first, for me, a turn off. And then I say, okay, this guy is not selected. And I will give you a very nice answer saying that if you're doing such high-end projects, my company is too small to recruit. Please go and try it out in Intels and Googles. These are the companies which are IEEE papers. You have solved something which is an IEEE problem. Please go and try it out there. I used to just reject it by saying this. For my startups, when I recruit, I look into 3 things. If I'm computer science, it is basically GitHub, hackathons. 3 is coding. You have these competitive coding platforms. What are the ranks? How many in computer science of here? Hacker, yeah, yeah, there are all these things. How many computer science here? Okay, I'm so happy. Not everything. So this is again a good trend. Finally, last 2-3 things. How many of you are wanting to get into a computer science a job with an IT company? Only one. Of course, the 3 plus 1, 4. What about the rest? Core companies? How many of you want to get into the core? Excellent. Oh, I'm so happy today. Really, you made my thing because, okay, that's good. Very nice. But to be a part of a core company, when you go and sit in an interview, of course, it's a subject matter expertise. And when they say, how do you become we call it a face in a crowd. If there are all these seats are full and I have to recruit and I have to pick up 3 to 5 guys out of that, how will one of you become a face or a differentiator from the others is these things. These things help your career a lot. Believe me, I've been there, I've seen it all. I come again from core. I'm a mechanical engineer. I worked in Caterpillar. I worked in General Motors. I worked in OnStar. I worked in Mahindra. I worked personally with Chandrakant Birla, and I worked in the office of Anand Mahindra. Directly with Anand Mahindra because I was a business process engineering consultant, and I was in his office. Directly moving them from the Borello to the Scorpio and setting up the XUV platforms. I worked with the big guys in their offices along one is strategy, but like Mitsubishi Lancer, the first sedan that's come in, right from site selection to commercial rollout, I've done it all. So I'm telling you, what actually differentiates you is not your CGPA, but all these things, because as soon as I see something like this, my first would be to ask you deep questions into this, and if you are able to give me good answers, you are onboarded. I'm trying to relate it to what you want to do. Okay, and thanks to you all, sirs, for your sparing your time on a Sunday, being here. They are volunteering for your sake. They wanted to do because they have that innate this thing to give out something back to the society. We are all here. We both are working with Anand University with the same motto of giving it back. How do we help you guys have a better career? Eventually wanting that the country do better. If Purushottam Garu was here, he would have talked why our IP per IPs that are being produced in this country is very low, and for the number of engineers that we produce, our IP rates are very, very, very low. Unfortunate is we got into rote learning. It is study, one-day batting, write your exam, get a CGPA, sit in an interview, get into a job, and somehow do something and then survive. Not think different, not think this thing. I think programs like this is what you have to be part of. Encourage more of your. How many of you are part of Smart India Hackathon? I think most of you should have been. 1, 2, oh yeah, most of you are part of the Smart India Hackathon. Very good. Same topic or different one? It's a different one. Others? Same topic or different? Same? How many of you had the same this topic and your Smart India Hackathon topic was the same? Okay, same one or different? Okay, it's a different topic. Okay, good. Then you are experimenting, you're trying new things. Good. Last one. These things have an impact on people like me who recruit. I'm in Andhra University. Today I don't find any Andhra University. I'm not surprised. My startup, I have an IoT based startup. You will say internships and all this stuff, right? I'll tell you how I'm giving my internships. I have done 8 hackathons. In all the 8 hackathons, top 5 and the top 3, there was always a WIT AP team from, not one team, multiple teams from WIT AP Vijayawada. I'm not surprised my IoT Center of Excellence is set up in WIT AP. I'm in Andhra University, but why did I set it up? Because I'm also a businessman. I have businesses which are looking for solutions, and I develop and give it to them. It is given to, I have to ensure that I deliver it. Then emotions will not work. It is finally business this thing. So there is a responsibility with respect to delivery times, and then I have to give. And I found WIT AP great college with a lot of guys enthusiastic. Every time they travel from Vijayawada for this thing, we have 100, 125 teams. Udvitepi is a consistent and they're always there in the top 3. So, and how do I give them internships? It's not monthly 10,000, 15,000. I have a problem. Dr. Reddy's, SR, Vedanta, Vizag Portras, Steel Plant. I have a problem, then I subcomponent, give it to them. Maybe Indian Naval Dockyard, whatever it is. They develop and give it to me in 2 months. I give them timeline. 2 months you have, develop, test it, validate it, give it to me. You give it, 5 lakhs. No 10,000, 15,000. 3 people, we were there about 2 weeks back. The team delivered an excellent project which came out extremely good and they were very happy, which we implemented in Dr. Reddy's. We went and gave them all Apple, iPhone, iWatches, everybody. That's how things work now. That's how things work today. It's not that you do paper presentations, you do and all that stuff, get practical. I would want you to take these things further, get into a lab, develop it, and next year, when we repeat this, we would love you to come back and say, what have you done finally with all these things? Have you taken, how far have you taken it forward? If you need help, come to us. We are there. We'll give you all the lab, all the consumables, everything free. Lab, equipment, consumables, sensors that you have to buy. I know sometimes it might take 30, 40,000 to develop a product. We will give you that. I have funds for that. You need not be here forever. Summer project or 1 or 2 months of your summer holidays, you can come. I'll give you everything. Only you have to take care of your accommodation. Some friend or relatives, you stay with them and you come. I'll get your all the labs opened up. If you're everything, I have not seen anything. MedTech, I can open up things like AMTZ, which is got the best of the best equipment. It's India's largest MedTech zone. So I can open up other places. You want to go and again develop this in IIT Bombay, I can open it for you. Provided there is something that is of content in this. Anyhow, all the best to you guys. We are always there. Whatever you are building in Andhra University is not just for Andhra University, it's for the whole ecosystem. So you are really more than welcome to come here and anytime experiment, try out new things, because I love that. Because whatever you did for Smart Hackathon is not the same thing. You're trying something else. That's wonderful. You are a rare species. In the engineering students that I see today, 90% are all computer science. It's not that, again today when the jobs are saying, oh, there are less jobs. No, the number of people aspiring for jobs have increased by 5 times. From near the COVID and post-COVID, number of people joining computer science have increased by 5 times. But the jobs are the same. So 5 people are in for the same. If it was 10 people, 10:1. Now it's become 50:1. So it's a tough market out there, but you are the rare species who are trying out new things. All the best to you. I know I've talked a little bit more than what is required, but thank you, sir, for the taking forward the vision of Dr. GVV Rao Garu. And by the way, I think you'll have to introduce Dr. GVV Rao Garu to the crowd, because 80 plus and his his ideology and his Telugulo tapana antaru. I'm forgetting what's the right English word for that. A desire, passion, or this thing to see the country go forward, and he did not have a platform like this to put forward his idea and take it forward into reality. So at 80 plus, sitting all the way in the US, wanting to do something for the motherland, hats off to him, and thanks to people like Raju Garu. You are really doing something which is a great vision. These are people who are visionaries. They are our role models, and we are just implementing whatever their ideas and their vision for the country and for you young people. As we are just the intermediaries trying to do everything together. Thank you and all the best for you. Not only for today, for you have a great future. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Ravi. So we are a large ecosystem, and we've got a lot of information there. If you have any further questions, you want to know more about our hub, contact me. I'm the manager there. There are lots of ways you can engage. So, as Ravi was saying, Dr. GVV Rao lives in the US. He's an alumnus of Andhra University. He's from Vijayanagaram. He cares a lot, deeply about the status of education and the opportunities youth of this time have for implementing all their brains to solve real world problems. So, as the vision statement says, the award is set up to align the skills, talent and skills of young workforce with real life challenges faced by the society around them. So we wanted you, Dr. GVV Rao, through this award, wanted you to look around yourself, the world around you, and find a challenge that interests you, and try to use your skills and talent to solve it. And your idea is supposed to be presented in a form of a technical paper. Having been a faculty myself, I know technical papers are not very popular these days, but it is still the norm. Technical paper is the way you communicate. You can't expect to speak in Telugu when people in English understand you. So there is, you can call it jargon, you can call it vocabulary. There is a way to talk or discuss or communicate scientific ideas. So that is what Dr. Rao thought you all should get used to, try your hand at, and be exposed to. Okay? So we asked you to submit a paper, you all did, we evaluated them. So you're here as the 6 finalists. I would like to invite Raju Garu to say a few words about Bal Vikas, the organization that set it up, and maybe you can introduce the judges too. You want to come up here? Yeah, everything is on screen. Everything that's business.
Good morning, everybody. You heard? Can you hear at the last? Am I audible?
Yes, sir, exactly.
Okay. Just now, you must have heard the very inspiring, let's say, speech by Mr. Ravi, who gave you, let's say, an open invitation to proceed forward in your life. This is a chance you don't please miss. Like Dr. Ravi said, you are the chosen few for this year. This is going to be an yearly event, and you do not stop here but proceed further. Now, coming back to the initiation of this whole exercise, we called it the Dreamer Awards. Talking about Dr. GVV Rao, who is an alumnus of Andhra University College of Engineering. He passed out in the year 1956 as a civil engineer. He, as Dr. Divakar said, he hails from Vizianagaram, not very far from here, but from a very, I would say, humble kind of family, without much of resources. He struggled.
Maybe you can come up here.
Hello. Am I audible? Yeah. As I said, Dr. GVV Rao, he struggled through his life, and then he reached where he is today as a successful person, successful technologist, a successful industrialist, a successful, let's say, entrepreneur. And apart from all that, his heart, as Dr. Ravi said, his heart beats for the younger generation, particularly for the engineering graduates, engineering students. So he, apart from being a devotee of Ramakrishna Mission, and his 2-3 generations are also devotees of Ramakrishna Mission, he donated rupees 60 lakhs of his personal money to Ramakrishna Mission as an endowment. The revenue out of that, he said, please use it to conduct Dreamer Awards, innovation competitions, encourage the young talent, youngsters, and give it out to them. So that is how we started this whole project. This started in the year 1922. This is the second edition, I would say. So now, without much ado, I would like to introduce the judges. You know, we have a jury of experts who will assess your performance. We have already gone through your papers. As Dr. Divakar said, you are the chosen few, you are the finalists for this competition. Now I will introduce the judges, who two of them, in fact, including me, we are three of us in front of you. Give me a minute to get back to my file where I kept the data. We have amongst us Professor Seva Prasad Garu. If you could kindly rise. He is one of our judges. His qualifications are he passed B Electrical and ME Power Systems. He worked with the APSCB and Coal India Limited for a short while. Retired as a General Manager, Central Electrical Services in 2007 from a public sector steel industry after serving for about 38 years. Post-retirement, Professor Seva Prasad Garu worked as a consultant with the JSW Steel Limited. Later, he taught in Sri Chaitanya Engineering College and GVV College of Engineering for 10 years. That is Professor Seva Prasad. Now we have Rear Admiral K.R. Kiran. Rear Admiral, you would know the ranks in the Navy. He is a retired naval officer. He retired in the rank of a Rear Admiral after 37 years of distinguished service in the Indian Navy. He held responsible positions in operation, maintenance, logistics, management, and quality assurance of Indian naval ships and submarines. He headed the Marine Engineering faculty at Naval College of Engineering, Lonavala. He was a director, Indian Maritime University in Visakhapatnam campus. He is also an MPhil and attended many academic programs. And above all, interestingly, he is also a practicing clinical hypnotherapist. Have you heard of it? Hypnotherapist and a psychologist. That's Admiral Ravi Kiran. We have been in the Navy together. I also am part of the Navy. That's him. Now, coming to myself, I also am an alumnus of Andhra University College of Engineering. I did my mechanical engineering from here, passed out in 1969. I did a postgraduate program in the USSR, erstwhile USSR, which is Russia now, in the naval, marine propulsion systems. Then I did a PG diploma in nuclear engineering and operated one of our nuclear submarines, if you know INS Chakra. I did an MSc in strategic studies in Delhi. Apart from that, I was in love with Russian language, so I did an advanced diploma course in Russian language. I'm a Russian translator and interpreter. I retired from the Navy in the rank of a Commodore in the year 2000. That is my background. We have two more judges. One is Mr. Raju, SCM. He is not here. He is out of station. He is in Bangalore. He did BA Mechanical from Andhra University College of Engineering, MTech from IIT Kharagpur, second PG degree in aerospace engineering from Carleton University, Canada. Worked in HAL, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, ADA, Aeronautics Development Agency, in the Ministry of Defense, CAE Solutions, MacMet, Honeywell Technologies, and also taught at the Carleton University, Canada. Now we come to Dr. Purushottam. He is an IPR chair in the Andhra University. Just a moment, I will get back to Dr. Purushottam. I do not want to offhand say what is already there. Dr. Purushottam obtained his BTech degree in chemical engineering from the Andhra University in the year 1982. He is an MTech from IIT Kharagpur, MBA from IGNOU, PhD from Osmania University. He has acquired over 37 years of diverse experience across the innovation value chain, idea to market, by working at different government institutions of repute, mostly under the Ministry of Science and Technology. He is also served as a director at the NICO Corporation, Andaman Fisheries Limited, etc., etc. Quite a long list of qualifications and work experience. And he is part of the Andhra University. He is leading the IPR chair, Intellectual Property Rights, as Dr. Ravi mentioned. He is also, very unhappy that in spite of having so much of experience in India, our IP intellectual property are very few. So Dr. Purushottam, unfortunately, he is not well, so he couldn't come here, although he is in station. So these are the 5 judges who will be giving an they'll assess your presentations today. We already know that you have already sent all the papers and we have gone through them. Dr. Rajat Nag, I missed out. Yes. I'm sorry, I missed out one. Dr. Rajat Nag, who is from Delhi, who could not come over here because he's staying over there. Dr. Rajat Nag is a distinguished fellow at the Emerging Markets Forum. He is a think tank based in Washington, D.C. and a non-resident senior fellow at the India's National Council of Applied Economics Research, Delhi. He was the Managing Director General of the Asian Development Bank during 2006 to 13. Dr. Nag served as the chair of the Indian East Council of the Indian Chamber of Commerce during 2014 and 19, and was a visiting professor at the Graduate School of Development Management, Asian Institute of Management in Manila. He is currently a distinguished professor at the Emerging Markets Institute at the Beijing Normal University, China. He serves as an advisor and a board member of several organizations, including an Action for Autism, a regional non-profit organization devoted to the cause of persons with acute spectrum disorders in South Asia, etc., etc. Dr. Nag is one of those, exemplary personalities with a lot of experience and wisdom. He is the 6th, starting from here, he is also one of our judges for today's presentations. Gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the panel who is going to make your assessment. I'm going to assess your papers. Now wish you all good luck. Let's get started. Thank you all very much. Thank you very much. All yours, Dr. Dewar.
There will be snacks shortly, but we will start the presentations. When we hear from folks who are supplying the snacks, we'll get out there. But we'll go in this order. Okay? We'll go in this order. And Those of you who have your presentations will try the HDMI. If it doesn't work, then I can use my computer. Okay? Who's the person transforming plastic waste? You got the please walk up. You got the rules, right? I sent it to you all in the email. You got the rules. You know the time limits. Please stick to it. I will warn you at 5 minutes. Okay? And I'll warn you at 2 minutes and 1 minute. 5, 2, and 1. You have to end it on time. Okay?
Indeed, right on.
So in the meantime, you might want to send your presentations to me. Email is fine. You all have my email address, right? You all have my email address? 20 minutes of presentation and 10 minutes of Q&A. I'll warn you at 15 minutes, 18 minutes, and 19 minutes. You have to end. Okay? Okay. Start.
A very good morning to respected judges, a very good morning to respected judges, my fellow innovators, and my esteemed guests. My name is Meghna. It's my honor to present a project that stands at the intersection of innovation and social benefits. Our initiative, transforming plastic from environmental challenges to sustainable fuel and power blocks. Our project is more than just an idea. It's a viable solution. Plastic. Do you know what the plastic pollution is going to a huge effect on our future generations? Let me explain. Plastic is a non-biodegradable component which takes nearly 400 years or more than that to decompose into the soil. And for every year, 300 tons of plastic is getting generated annually. And this urgent problem needs a solution. Why focusing on plastic? Because plastic is a crucial thing that's happening in present generations. Nearly, it's a massive scale, right? 300 tons of plastic is getting generated annually. So this urgent problem needs a solution. Our project addresses this by turning plastic into a sustainable fuel and power blocks, offering both sustainability and necessity. Coming to our innovative approaches, our journey begins with finding ways to deal with this plastic. After a lots of research, we came up with these two core ideas. They are transferring plastic from sustainable fuel and power blocks. To see if our idea really works, we did a lot of case studies and research. We also tested tests like compressive strength, water absorption, and heat resistance. For further checkups, we also checked the properties of cement concrete and plastic power blocks also.
These are the materials which are used in our experiment.
Mike.
These are the commonly used plastic in our daily life. PET, HDPE, high density polyethylene, low density polyethylene, PP, PS and other plastics. But మనం దీంట్లో ఏంటంటే పెట్ అనేది మేము దీంట్లో పెట్ అనే ప్లాస్టిక్ని చూస్ చేసుకున్నాం. ఎందుకంటే మనం డైలీ లైఫ్లో ఈ పెట్ బాటిల్ని చాలా విషయాల్లో మనం యూస్ చేస్తూ ఉంటాం. లైక్ వాటర్ బాటిల్స్ వీటితోనే ప్రిపేర్ చేస్తాం. వాటర్ బాటిల్ వీటితోనే ప్రిపేర్ చేస్తాం. మనం చేసే ప్లాస్టిక్లో చాలా వరకు దీని యూసేజ్ అనేది చాలా ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది. సో మనకు తెలియకుండా ఏంటంటే ఈ బాటిల్ యూస్ చేయడం వల్ల, ఈ ప్లాస్టిక్ యూస్ చేయడం వల్ల చాలా వేస్ట్, అంటే టన్స్లో మన ప్లాస్టిక్ వేస్టేజ్ అనేది జనరేట్ చేస్తాం. సో దీంట్లో ఏంటంటే దీనివల్ల మనం ఈ అట్మాస్ఫియర్లో ఒక న్యూసెన్స్ అనేది క్రియేట్ చేస్తాం. సో మేమేంటంటే దీన్ని తీసుకొని మేము ఒక సొల్యూషన్, అంటే ప్రాబ్లమ్ని ఒక సొల్యూషన్ అనేది ఇవ్వాలనుకొని మేము దీన్ని తీసుకున్నాం అన్నమాట. ఒక బ్రిక్ ప్రిపేర్ చేయడానికి ఇది ప్రొసీజర్. ఒక బ్రిక్ ప్రిపేర్ చేయడానికి మేము ఒక బల్క్ క్వాంటిటీలో ప్లాస్టిక్ అనేది మా లోకల్ ఏరియాలో, అంటే మా కాలేజ్లో నుంచి మేము కలెక్ట్ చేసుకొని దాన్ని షెడ్డింగ్ చేసి దాన్ని మేము హీట్ చేసాం అనమాట. 180 degrees టెంపరేచర్లో మేము హీట్ చేసాము. ఆ హీట్ అనేది కాన్స్టెంట్గా మెయింటైన్ చేస్తూ త్రూఅవుట్ ద ప్రాసెస్ అనేది మెయింటైన్ చేస్తూ ఉన్నాం. అయితే ఈ ప్రాసెస్ చేసేటప్పుడు ఏంటంటే ప్లాస్టిక్ అనేది బ్లాక్ కలర్లో కన్వర్ట్ అవుతుంది. అలా టర్న్స్ అయినప్పుడు మనం దాంట్లో ఫైన్ అగ్రిగేట్, కోర్స్ అగ్రిగేట్ క్వాంటిటీ లిమిటెడ్ క్వాంటిటీలో యాడ్ చేసుకుంటా ప్రాపర్గా మిక్స్ చేసుకోవాలి. ఈ మిక్స్ అయిన తర్వాత మనం దీన్ని ఒక మౌల్డ్లోకి తీసుకొని ప్లేస్ చేసుకుంటాం అనమాట. సో ప్లేస్ చేసుకుని దాన్ని ఒక 5 hours అలా సెటిల్ అయ్యేంత వరకు ఉంచి 5 hours తర్వాత డిమోల్డింగ్ అనేది చేస్తాం. సో ఈ 5 hours అయిపోయిన తర్వాత ఒక 24 hours తర్వాత ఈ బ్రిక్ అనేది యూజ్ చేసుకోవడానికి సెట్ అవుతుంది. ఈ ప్రాసెస్ చేసేటప్పుడు ఏంటంటే మేము ఒక ప్రాబ్లం చూసామన్నమాట. ఏంటంటే మేము ఒక సొల్యూషన్ ఇచ్చినా సరే ఈ సొల్యూషన్ నుంచి కూడా మేము ఇంకో ప్రాబ్లం క్రియేట్ చేస్తాం. ఏంటంటే మేము అలా హీట్ చేసేటప్పుడు దీని నుంచి కొన్ని హార్మ్ఫుల్ గ్యాసెస్ అనేవి అట్మాస్ఫియర్లోకి రిలీజ్ అవుతాయి. సో దీన్ని మేము ఏం చేయాలని చెప్పి దాని మీద చాలా వర్క్ అనేది చేస్తే మా స్కూల్ డేస్లో మేము ఒక ప్రాసెస్ నేర్చుకున్నట్టు గుర్తు, అదే పైరాలసిస్ అనమాట. సో ఎందుకు దీన్ని మేము ఇక్కడ యూజ్ చేయకూడదని చెప్పి ఆ పైరాలసిస్ని కూడా తీసుకున్నాం. సో ఆ పైరాలసిస్ ప్రాసెస్లో ఏంటంటే ఈ హార్మ్ఫుల్ గ్యాసెస్ అన్ని కలెక్ట్ చేసుకొని దాన్ని మళ్ళీ మనం సస్టైనబుల్ ఫ్యూయల్గా కన్వర్ట్ చేసుకుంటాం. సో ఒకే ప్రాబ్లమ్కి మనం 2 సొల్యూషన్స్ తీసుకొచ్చాం. దీని నుంచి ఏంటంటే ఉన్న ఒక ప్రాబ్లమ్కి ఇంకో ప్రాబ్లం వచ్చినా సరే సో దాన్ని కూడా మనం రెక్టిఫై చేసి ఒక సొల్యూషన్ అనేది ఇచ్చామన్నమాట. ఈ పైరోసిస్ ప్రాసెస్ అనేది చేయడానికి ఇది ఎక్స్పెరిమెంటల్ సెటప్. ఇది ఛాంబర్. ఈ ఛాంబర్లో ఏంటంటే మనం తీసుకున్న ప్లాస్టిక్ని చిన్న చిన్న పీసెస్గా కట్ చేసుకొని మనం హీట్ చేసుకుంటాం. ఇది ఏంటంటే 400 degrees వరకు మనం అప్ టు 400 degrees వరకు హీట్ చేసుకుంటూ ఉంటే గ్యాస్ అనేది రిలీజ్ అవుతూ ఉంటుంది. ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే ఇలా హీట్ చేయడం వల్ల మన ప్లాస్టిక్ అనేది వెయిట్ తగ్గిపోయి మాలిక్యూల్స్ అనేవి రిలీజ్ అవుతూ ఉంటాయి. సో దాన్ని మనం ఫ్యూయల్గా మార్చాలంటే ఇక్కడ కూడా ఇంకో ప్రాసెస్ ఉంటుంది, కన్సోలిడేషన్ ప్రాసెస్ అనమాట. ఇది ఈ ఛాంబర్ కన్సోలిడేషన్ చేయడానికి ఈ ఛాంబర్ అనమాట. ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే మనం ఆ డెన్సిటీ అనేది వెయిట్ అనేది తగ్గిన మాలిక్యూల్స్ని మనం కూలింగ్ చేసి ఆ వెయిట్ అనేది పెంచి దాన్ని ఫ్యూయల్గా కన్వర్ట్ చేసుకుంటాం. సో ఇది ఈ ప్రాసెస్ అంతా.
Now coming into the steps that we have conducted in the process. So our research was so rigorous, focusing on the compressive strength, water absorption and fire resistance. Coming into compressive strength, the blue color indicates the compressive strength of the cement concrete and the orange color indicates compressive strength of the plastic tower blocks. That's the compressive strength at 7 days was average at 22 Newton per mm square, and for 14 days it is 35 Newton per mm square, and for 28 days it is nearly 48 Newton per mm square for the cement concrete. When compared to plastic, our innovative idea, the compressive strength of the plastic tower blocks were nearly 50 Newton per mm square at 7 days and 15.5 Newton per mm square at 14 days and 15.7 Newton per mm square at 28 days. So further studies we have conducted the test are water absorption and fire resistance. Now the water absorption test revealed that minimal changes, that it absorbs 0.5 to 1.5 percentage. That is, understand it take lower water intake, and this how it's used for the outdoor and landscaping applications. For the fire resistance, it is observed that our plastic power block showed a change in structure, that is as resist under 200 degrees Celsius and start melting up subjected to 250 degrees Celsius. This resilience to high temperatures ensures the durability and longevity of the structure under some climatic conditions. Now coming into the budget. Well, the cost of the plastic is zero, and we collect the plastics near the college area. Now the aggregate value is for meter cube it is 750, and for fine aggregate it is 900 per meter cube. Now calculating all these values, our overall cost for one brick is 7.2 rupees. So while comparing to cement tower blocks, it might be less cost.
As our friends have discussed about the whole project, I am going to give just a brief infrastructure of this project. That is nothing but they said that the plastic is more wastage has going on. That is the impact that is the main resource we have taken as a project resource. From that, we have taken the plastic as a primary blocks. From that gases we have taken into fuel. Two projects we have extracted from one wastage issue. From that, we have created green global warming, clean environment and everything. We have project and there is no risk about this. There have many types of projects like this. there can be no, there have no job, there will more opportunities and job opportunities will be required in this by providing lots of jobs like labor work, etc. This includes the environment attraction towards our society to reduce the plastic, not to reduce the plastic, to recycle the plastic. I am going to say this is the project is useful for us.
మేము ఈ ప్రాసెస్ అడాప్ట్ చేసుకోవడం వల్ల ఇది బిగ్ చేంజ్ ఇస్తుందో లేదో తెలియదు, కానీ ఈ ప్రాసెస్ తీసుకోవడం వల్ల ఏంటంటే మా వరకు మేము ఆ ప్లాస్టిక్ వేస్టేజ్ అనేది తగ్గించాలని చెప్పి సో మేము ఈ ప్రాసెస్ తీసుకున్నాం. సో ఇది సక్సెస్ ఆర్ ఫెయిల్, బట్ మా వంతు మేము ప్రయత్నం చేసాం అనమాట. ఈ ప్లాస్టిక్ వేస్టేజ్ అనేది మా వంతు ఎలా తగ్గించాలని చెప్పి సో ఈ ఐడియా అనేది తీసుకొచ్చాం.
In conclusion, we conclude that our project is a major step for cleaning up the environment because we are transferring plastic waste into sustainable fuel and paver blocks, which will be an effective idea. So, together we can discuss how we can pave the way towards a sustainable future. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to share our vision where plastic is not just an issue but a resource. Together, we have the power to transform challenges into opportunities. I am here to anticipate your questions.
Any questions? I have a few questions. Can you get a mic?
There is a paver block here in front. Okay.
So, we've done.
Let us finish this, right? Now we have to. I've gone through all the 6 papers. In all, your presentation I like because it is sort of algorithm, step by step way of putting. But there are certain loose ends. Like for instance, how do you compact this mixture when you put it in the mold? How many megapounds of pressure you apply to ensure that there is no porosity? Number 1. Number 2, if you get excess bio oil, what do you do with that? How do you store it? What is the calorific value? Why have you not considered using that fuel for melting more plastic?
మనకి దాని నుంచి వచ్చే ఫ్యూయల్ అనేది సార్ ఫ్లేమబుల్స్. సో దాన్నే మనం మళ్ళీ ప్లాస్టిక్ బర్న్ చేయడానికి యూస్
You
చేయాలి.
are using it?
Yes.
It's a good idea. Otherwise, there is a concern about storing this oil. But you are not storing it. I want to a paper as well, but using that pyrolysis, whatever you are getting here through your pyrolysis, I think you have missed it. You have, is it shown there? Okay. No, that you are storing it.
As a source. Fuel. You're using it as a fuel for your process project.
ఫ్యూయల్ జనరేట్ చేయడానికి మేము యూస్ చేస్తాం.
Can you be louder?
You are not using that fuel to reheat your plastic, isn't it? Why have you not tried? Because storing this fuel will be a big concern.
అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఇది మేము ఇనిషియల్ స్టేజ్లో
అదే
So-
ఏంటంటే నువ్వు you have just floated an idea.
Yes, sir.
The techno-economics and safety aspects are not being touched, but your presentation is good.
బ్రిక్ కోసం మేము స్మాల్ క్వాంటిటీ తీసుకుంటాం.
Yes.
సో దీనికి కూడా మేము అలాగే ప్రిపేర్ చేస్తాం. చాలా స్మాల్ క్వాంటిటీ వచ్చింది, 1 kgకి 500 అలా వచ్చింది. సో దానికి మేము టెస్ట్ అవి చేసేటప్పుడు అది
Calorific value ఎంత ఉంటుంది?
ఫ్లేమ్ అలా చూసేటప్పుడు తెలిసింది.
Blue flame వస్తుందా?
వస్తుంది.
And then how did you compact? Normally, some 12 megapounds, that sort of a pressure would be required to press it. Because I've seen that we have steel plant, we have a ceramic plant which will make our own goods. There the pressure applied is in megapounds, 12 megapounds, 20 megapounds. Very good effort.
Any other questions?
I have
The question. I just vote.
there is a question from Dr. Rajat now from Delhi. I'll read out to you. If I understand you correctly, you are talking about the process of pyrolysis. But this needs to be done under strict guidelines. Okay? Not all plastic can be burnt. You agree? What precautions will you take to segregate the plastics appropriately and safely? Your answer, please. Have you considered these aspects?
గ్యాస్ అనేది రిలీజ్ అవ్వకుండా మనం ఒక క్లోజ్ కండక్టర్ అనేది కంటైనర్ అనేది తీసుకుంటాం. ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే మనం చేసేటప్పుడు మాస్క్ గ్లౌజెస్ ఇవి యూస్ చేస్తాం. సో మనకి అంత ఇంపాక్ట్ అవ్వకుండా చూసుకోవచ్చు.
Okay, here what I see in your diagram here, is this the experimental setup you used to collect the gas?
Yes, sir.
It looks very crude, but were you able to collect adequate quantity, measurable quantity of fuel?
5 ml 1 kgకి అంటే మేము స్మాల్ క్వాంటిటీ తీసుకున్నాం సార్.
Okay.
సో ఇది ఇనిషియల్గా ఉంది కాబట్టి మేము ట్రై చేసాం సార్ ఎలా వస్తుంది ఏంటి.
Okay.
సో 1 kg శాంపుల్ తీసుకుంటే మాకు దాని నుంచి 5 ml వచ్చింది. అది
So that did you estimate how much fuel you are getting out of how much plastic? Were you able to make out some kind of a assessment? Second, that is one. Okay, second thing is, the plastic you are burning, can that be used to make the molds, to make the tiles, or is it wasted? Just it is being fuel and then it is getting wasted.
We are making pure blocks for non-load bearing applications.
After burning the plastic,
So
you-
melting the plastic.
after melting, you heat it to almost 400 degrees centigrade, you say. Then the gas evolves. Once the gas comes out, you cool the plastic, okay? Is that still usable to be used as tiles?
దాని నుంచి మనకి ఫ్యూయల్తో పాటు బ్యాగ్స్ కొంత అవి వస్తాయి సార్. మనం వాటిని ఫుల్గా చూడాలి సార్. ఇంకా దేనికి యూస్ చేయొచ్చు అని
Okay. Continue చేశారా ఆ ప్రాసెస్ ఏంటి వచ్చాయో
చేస్తాం.
వాట్ ఐటమ్స్ have come out? Okay, you are still doing it.
Yes.
Okay, good. Continue.
ఇంకా ఈ సెటప్ కాకుండా దీని నుంచి ఇంకా మేము అంటే ఇది ట్రై చేసాం సార్. ఇది వర్కౌట్ అవుతే దీన్ని ఇంకా ఇంప్రూవ్ చేద్దామని చెప్పి ఇలా స్టార్టింగ్ అయితే ఇలా చేసాం సార్. సో ఈ సెటప్ మీద కూడా మేము ఇంప్రూవ్మెంట్ అనేది తీసుకొద్దామని చూసాం.
So answer to Dr. Rajat Nath's question about safety, categorization of the plastics into different ones which are safer, which are not safer. Did you carry out that analysis or is it yet to be done?
మనం ఇప్పుడు టైప్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా సార్. మనం మోస్ట్లీ సిక్స్ ఆర్ సెవెన్ వాడుతాం సార్. వాటిలో ఏంటంటే ప్రతిదీ మనం బంద్ చేయడం కదా, బంద్ చేయడానికి అవ్వదు. సో ఈజీగా బంద్ చేసి మనకేంటంటే ఈ పెట్ ప్లాస్టిక్ అనేది ఈజీగా బంద్ చేయవచ్చు. దాని స్ట్రక్చర్ అనేది ఈజీగా ఉంటుంది సార్. అంటే వేరే వాటితో కంపేర్ చేసుకుంటే దీన్ని కొంచెం
Lightweight and unique transparency, and it's mostly used type of plastic. And in future, we are also gonna
వేరే
try this
ప్లాస్టిక్
on
మీద
various
కూడా
stuff.
నేను ట్రై చేద్దాం అనుకుంటున్నాను సార్. అంటే ఇంకా దీని నుంచి బెటర్ క్వాలిటీ మనకి మోస్ట్లీ దొరికేది ఇది కదా సార్. అంటే మోస్ట్లీ యూస్ చేసేది మనం పెట్ బాటిల్స్. సో దీని నుంచి స్టార్ట్ చేద్దామని చెప్పి మేము ఇది తీసుకున్నాం సార్.
Yeah, right now you use only PET plastic.
Yes, sir.
Subsequently you plan to experiment with the other kinds?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's in future. Okay, that's all. Thank you. Any other questions?
When you mentioned about the process, you said you ventilate at 180 degrees centigrade. Whereas in your setup, the reactor which you have, you're heating it up to 400 the right process?
Again, with the pyrolysis process, we will release at 400 degrees. 400. The gas releases at 400 degrees. Plastic will melt into the liquid at 180 degrees. That will turn at certain temperature. The plastic will turn into black color. That we will take as a paper box. But that it is has to be
So when will the gas go all over?
maximum.
మనం బంద్ చేసినప్పుడు కూడా మ్యాక్సిమం అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ గ్యాస్ అనేది రిలీజ్ అవుతుంది. అంటే మనం ఏదైనా ఒక వస్తువుని కాల్చేటప్పుడు స్మెల్ అనేది తెలిసిపోతుంది. మనకి హైగా ఎక్కడంటే ప్లాస్టిక్ తెలిసింది బాగా హైగా హీట్ చేసినప్పుడు మనకు తెలిసింది. ఇంకా గ్యాస్ ఏంటంటే అక్కడ అది మినిమం 400 దగ్గర నుంచి స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది.
I'm asking about the process. Are you heating it at 180 or 400?
బ్రిక్ కోసం 180 చేస్తుంది సార్. తర్వాత దాని నుంచి గ్యాస్ రిలీజ్
No,
అవుతుంది.
you only take material, related material. What else is there for that to burn? I mean heat.
వేరు వేరుగా ఉంది. అంటే కంబైన్డ్
What is that?
No, sir. Not separate, sir. While we are burning the plastic, ఒక సర్టెన్ టెంపరేచర్లో మారుతున్నాను చెప్పండి కదా సార్. ఆ టైంలో హీట్ అనేది కొంచెం వాటర్ అబ్జార్ప్షన్.
See, you have heated it, melted it at 180 degrees centigrade. You have taken it out for making it your paper bag. Block your bracket. So whatever melted is come out, used to be a block. What are you doing after that? There is nothing left to heat it up to 400.
ఇక్కడ లిక్విడ్ కింద మారింది సార్. మనం బ్లాక్ కలర్లో మారాక
అది గ్యాస్ రిలీజ్ అవుతుంది. వాటిని ఎలా కలెక్ట్ చేయవచ్చు అని చెప్పి మేము సార్ అంటే ఈ ప్రాసెస్ హెల్ప్ చేస్తాం. కంబైన్డ్గా అప్పుడుతా లేదని చెప్పి ట్రయల్ చేస్తాం సార్. అంటే ఇక్కడ మనం బ్రిక్కి సొల్యూషన్ ఇచ్చాం కదా సార్. సొల్యూషన్ ఇచ్చిన తర్వాత కూడా మనకు ఒక ప్రాబ్లమ్ అనేది క్రియేట్ అయింది. సో దాన్ని కూడా ఎలా రెక్టిఫై చేయొచ్చు అని చెప్పి తీసుకొచ్చాం. కంబైన్డ్గా చేసేసరికి ప్రాసెస్ పట్టింది సార్.
So you have not yet tried out the combined process.
There are rules. I can write. As you mixed, we have no idea what's going on. We have no idea what's going on because there's a conversation going on among us.
No, continue the question, but nobody can hear in the back, so
You are having your own conversation there.
Thing is, after you mix the aggregates, fine aggregate and the coarse aggregate in the molten plastic, how much time you can keep it like that before you put it in the mold? It takes some time, isn't it? How do you keep it? The process is not right. In fact, maybe or something like that. And the temperature is maintained. You have made 2-3 pieces, but that is to be produced in a regular basis. There are some reasons. Like for instance, you mixed it here. You have to put it in the mold. Molding section away. The temperature is to be maintained at a particular threshold. Then only it can be molded. So there is a reason there also. మనం కలిపాం కదా ప్లాస్టిక్ మెల్ట్ చేసుకోండి అందులో కోర్స్ అగ్రిగేట్ ఫైన్ అగ్రిగేట్ గుడ్ దెన్ దట్ ఈస్ టు బి put into molds and some pressure is to get loosened I'm telling you, you are not clear about how much pressure is to be made. Number two, the moment suppose you have made some 1 ton of this 1 ton of mixture is to be molded. Take some time. So during that process, this 1 ton of mixture is to maintain at a particular temperature. What is being done for that? Anyway, it is not necessary.
Extension.
Anyway, it's a great idea.
Good idea.
Good effort. These are not taken with the industry.
All right, thank you for the wonderful presentation. Snacks are here. Do you want to take a break or do you want to go to the next one?
Coffee tea thousand means get them have some.
I'm okay with anything. Coffee, tea, biscuits, snacks are here. You want to quickly grab something to drink and eat? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll.
Okay. Go ahead. They're right outside. Finish whatever it is that you're drinking, eating, and then come inside. No
Then
food
we
and
do
drinks inside the hall.
straight 3 and then.
So yeah.
Then we do straight 3, then break for lunch, and then have to finish another 2.
We can pause up.
Pavitra is a member of the winning team of the Hull Prize. Please. And Dr. Giri Rajshekhar, who is the campus mentor. And Tariq, who is the campus director. Maybe you can start off. Please have a seat. I thought this would be a great, short but wonderful addition to this program because we are focused on innovation, and Hull Prize is also a prize towards innovation. It encourages people to work towards innovative solutions for practical problems. So I'd like Tariq to say a few words about Hull Prize. Just introduce the prize very briefly, and I'll have a few questions for all three.
Hello.
No? No?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to come here and attend your program. My name is in social entrepreneurship, and it has been created in 2011 by Bill Clinton Foundation, and House Business School in the United States. So every year they have